They lived in Montana.
Good evening. I will call this meeting to order for the June 29th meeting of the Worthington Board of Education. Treasurer Cusick, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Present.
Mrs. Davis.
Present.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Present.
Ms. Harless.
Present.
Mrs. Hudson.
Present.
Good evening. My name is Amber Epling Skinner. I have the pleasure of being the president of the board for this year. I'd like to introduce my colleagues who are seated here with me. To my left, we have Nikki Hudson, Kelly Davis, TJ Cusick, Dr. Trent Bowers, superintendent, Stephanie Harless, VP of the board, and Sheena Costa Flowers. If you're able, please stand with us and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda tonight is the approval of the agenda. Could I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Cusick, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next segment is the visitor comment section of the meeting. I do believe we have a visitor comment today, so I'll read this little disclaimer as Vicki Nesda passes out the list of speakers for this evening. The school board and administrative staff encourage and appreciate community interest in meetings of the Board of Education. This section of the agenda is designed to hear the views of the community members about their schools and items on the agenda. Each speaker will be asked to address the board at the visitor's podium so that the speaker's remarks will be clearly heard. The speaker should give their name, street address, and limit comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. If more than 6 speakers are present, speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Consistent with our policy 9130 on public complaints, we ask that complaints about particular employees be referred to the superintendent and not addressed during public session. We remind all speakers that our district values and respects all people as they are, and that our district is committed to creating and maintaining safe spaces for all our students and community members. We want to remind our community that we value public input and always appreciate when our community members remember our district's values, refraining from using harmful or offensive language, and for sharing your comments in a civil and respectful manner. It is not our usual practice Reports and announcements. Dr. Bowers.
Yes, thank you. So our mission, even in June, is to empower a community of learners who will change the world, and we do that through our 4 vision statements, and so we write this report with those in mind. So our first vision statements will engage each student with diverse opportunities to maximize every student's potential. The Worthington Summer Enrichment Academy and our K-5 summer learning programs have wrapped up for this summer. These programs served over 1,000 students this June, and we appreciate the hundreds of staff members who work to help make these programs a success. Our summer school program takes a break this week, but will continue for a few weeks in July to help students at the secondary level build credits towards graduation. Our second vision statements will provide a safe environment where every student can grow intellectually, emotionally, socially, and physically. Just want to say a public thank you to our summer custodial maintenance and landscapes teams that are working diligently each day this summer to deep clean our schools and to make sure students and staff are walking into safe, clean spaces this August. Our third vision statements will provide consistent communication and promote dialogue with our community. In theory, July should be quiet on the school front, but I just want to put a reminder out there that our new school year does begin August 19th, so that's the day on everybody's calendar. And then fourth, we'll be responsible and transparent with our community's resources. This week, both Worthington Hills Elementary School and Thomas Worthington High School will be the site of community 4th of July celebrations. At Worthington Hills, the site is under construction, both with new playground equipment and more urgently with a new roof going on due to the hail damage on April 22nd. At Thomas Worthington, construction continues in the east parking lot, the road in front of the school and behind the school, as well as in the stadium with a new track being installed. We're working hard as a school district to accommodate the community activities while doing what is necessary to get schools ready for August. And in advance, we just want to thank the community for their patience this week as we try to accommodate both. President Epling Skinner, that's my report.
Thank you, Dr. Bowers. Any questions, comments? Moving along, Treasurer's Report.
Thank you. Tonight is the last agenda of the fiscal year, so I'm going to spend my update giving some background on some of the items that are up for vote later. First one is final year 2026 appropriation. So positive to report that we finished 2.6 million under budget, which is about 2%. 900,000 of that was building budgets that we allow them to carry over. So really we're about 1.7 million under, again, in that 2% range. So that's a good thing. On the revenue side, unfortunately, our real estate tax came in $500,000 under. And I think that will happen again in the second half of the year, and that's related to what I've talked about before. This reclassification of commercial property to residential reduces those tax rolls. However, I guess on a positive note, interest income was about 10% above or $1 million as the Fed continues to hold interest rates steady. Many thought at this time a year ago those would be cut dramatically, but that hasn't happened. So bottom line, we are 2.8 million to the good for 2026, or 2%. So that's a good thing. And then up next on the 27 appropriations, really these agree to what the board was presented in May, with the exception of that carryover for our buildings that was unspent this year. Then up next are transfers and advances. These are pretty standard from year to year. The 87,000 of the food service fund is due to deficit student meal balances as required under the USDA lunch program. And then the 3 million transfer from building to capital projects reserve fund is interest earnings on our construction fund, and that now totals 18.2 million, which we're putting into that reserve fund because some of that may need paid back in the form of arbitrage. That will be calculated 5 years from when we issued the bond, so 2028 will be when that's calculated. And then lastly, the fee schedule, no changes to the fee schedule, same as last year in terms of the dollar amounts there. So happy to answer any questions now or when we get to those items, but President Epling Skinner, that's my report.
Thank you, TJ. Any questions, comments for TJ at this time? All right, we're just whizzing through the agenda tonight, aren't we? Board committee reports and announcements. Who would like to start? Sheena? Start on this end, sorry.
I was hoping I was last. I don't have any updates. I have upcoming committees that I will be attending over the next few weeks and hope to have some exciting news then. Thank you.
I also have no updates.
It is summer. Kelly?
Sheena, you do have an update from putting together an amazing Juneteenth event in downtown
Yes.
Worthington. I'll let you elaborate on that.
No, please,
No,
Kelly.
you elaborate on the hard
Worthington-
work that you put into
The
that.
Worthington Partnership held the second annual Juneteenth night market on June 18th for our Thursday night markets, and Worthington Schools was in attendance. Thank you to Kelly for manning that booth, among some other great organizations like the Worthington Alliance of Black Families and Educators. We had Worthington Historical Society. We had the CRC, who was so kind to provide a sponsorship to that event. The library, Worthington Library was in attendance. I'm sure I'm missing someone. Kelly, feel free to add on the folks who I was missing, but we had fabulous vendors, an artist, a live painter, wonderful DJ and violinist who were in attendance. We had many students who came out and participated, and community members. Our merchants were amazing per usual, and it was really great just to highlight that this holiday and again bring more exposure and culture to Worthington to represent the people who are in our community and beyond. We bring in a lot of tourism in the city of Worthington, or especially in Old Worthington. But, again, we have so much representation from throughout the city of Columbus. And I was really proud to help lead this particular event and look forward to the growth that it brings to our community and our schools and beyond. So thank you for reminding me, Kelly. Yes, and it was lovely.
You need that credit. You did it. The weather was beautiful. I think pretty much all of us were there. Rondell helped me and the Worthington Schools table with me, which was great. The violinist was amazing. There was double dutching, and people take me back to my roots and being at Canterbury Elementary School trying to double dutch, but I did not attempt that on the 18th because no one was going to the ER. Anyways, but it was a really, very lovely event. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you to the partnership for putting that together. And for everyone that came out and supported.
Yes. Oh, St. John AME, because, they've been a staple in our community for many years, way, way back. I forgot to shout them out. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone, because like I said, we had just wonderful organizations who represented. And thank you to all of those who were able to attend. Thanks.
The only other thing, I went to the library trustee meeting. So it's just always interesting. And, I always love to hear what our libraries are doing. They also don't take a break in the summer like we don't. And with this heat, I would say, maybe visit the library and check out a couple books. But they did say that their attendance, no, I'm sorry, hold on. Their check-out attendance has been up lately. And so in this last month that they reported, they've had a lot of events that have been very well attended, like the May the 4th Be With You, a Pokemon event. They're still participating, obviously, in their summer reading program, so you still have a chance to sign up for that and get some reading done. And they're still moving along with their facility plan. So they are interviewing a firm, and I know that they were going to bring that before their trustees, I think next month in July. So they're moving along with that, and that's all I have to report.
Kelly, what's their timeline on that? I just don't remember.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
I can find out for you, though.
Okay.
Excellent. No update on my end.
Okay. I have not had any committee meetings since the last time we met. I did want to just provide a little bit of a legislative update, just because there was flurry of activity since last we met. They are in summer recess right now. They are not expected to be back before the November election. There is an if-needed session, I think, scheduled for the House. Senate doesn't have anything. It's a possibility they could come back because there was a veto from the governor that I don't think they were anticipating. So, but I don't think it would be anything that would like relate to the school district. But there was an omnibus that was passed. I haven't had a chance to really dig into it. It's House Bill 455. I'm looking here at like the high level summary the OSBA provided on that. It's an omnibus bill that's related to education. And it doesn't seem like any of the things that it pulled out. It's things like allowing a 14 or 15-year-old to be employed between 7 and 9 any night preceding a day school is not in session, stuff like that. It's so not really any policy amendments that I've seen. Trent, have you seen anything that we need to address in policy? No? So that's just a little bit of a legislative update. I'd say that will probably be very quiet for the next few months. So that's all I was going to share about that. Moving along, it looks like we are, sorry, I kind of lost my place here, at the consent agenda. Dr. Bowers.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to recommend that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. That's items E1 through G1. You will see under E1 is just approval of minutes from the previous meeting. Section F there is our personnel agenda with all of our normal personnel issues, and G is the acceptance of the donations. So 3 different sections there. So again, the recommendation is items E1 through G1, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? I will just say for the public who's following along, and Dr. Bowers, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason there are so many personnel items here on the consent agenda is because the way school districts hire as we go into the new school year in August, and because this is the last fiscal meeting, or the last meeting of the fiscal year, there's a need to get a lot of these in right now. Correct?
There is a need, and we'll have a few more for that July 10th meeting, which is why we meet
I was
in the
gonna
morning,
ask.
because just of the way Ohio law works for educators, and the July 10th is a significant date. So,
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Mr. Cusick, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Motion carries. Consent agenda operations. How did we go through that? Sorry, I always get mixed up here.
Yeah, we're on to H.
We're on to H. Actions recommended by the treasurer in new business.
Thank you. I'd like to recommend that the board approve the year-end transfers and advances as seen in your agenda.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Mr. Cusick, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'd like to recommend that the Board of Education approve the fiscal year 2026 final appropriations resolution as contained in your agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Cusick, please call the roll.
Mrs. Harless.
Yes.
Ms. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. I'd like to recommend that the Board of Education approve the initial fiscal year 2027 appropriations resolution as presented in enclosure H3, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Cusick, please call the roll.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And lastly, I'd like to recommend that the board approve the fiscal year 2027 fee schedule as presented in enclosure H4, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Can you just elaborate, just so people are aware about the change that is happening? We used to have some go to the general fund for some of the fees, and now it's all going to
Thank you for
the athletic fund.
Thank you for reminding me that. Yeah, so beginning this year, as is noted in the enclosure, 100% of the fees will go to the athletic fund. Beginning next year, current practice, 70% of those go to the athletic fund and 30% go to offset the cost of the advisors in the general fund. due to inflationary increases that we're experiencing in really all areas in athletics. In order to keep that fee at what it is, we need to give them 100% of that to make their budgets meet with officials and supplies and things like that. So beginning this year, 100% of that will make up the athletic fund budget. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion? Mr. Cusick, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Action recommended by the Board of Education. This is for our membership in the Ohio Coalition of Equity and Advocacy of School Funding.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? TJ, anything we need to talk about here?
No, the same $2 people rate as last year.
Okay, so no increase. Could you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Motion carries. Requests, questions, concerns from the board? I just want to acknowledge that we have, in the audience out here, we have a rising senior, Hudson Polton. He is here because he's working on his final badge for his Eagle Scout. So he has to come to a government meeting and observe us. So that's why Hudson is here. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
So hopefully we have done well. I'll be available afterwards if you have any questions. I'll do my best. But yeah, so welcome, Hudson. Any other requests that I trip over you?
Oh,
Sorry.
no. That was much more important. Welcome, Hudson, and thank you for being here. 4th of July, Trent, I know you said you sent an email with the final details. I was just curious. I know Nikki was asking about who all was going to participate, so I just wanted to say I will be there. I have a gazillion bubbles in my living room.
I will be there.
I will be there.
Tentative.
Tentative.
Okay, so I did just forward the email to the
Thank
full
you.
board. So everybody has those details. And if you've done that before, there's a
Yes.
lot of standing around before the parade, and it's going to be really hot. So just,
I have fans.
Stay hydrated. Okay. Anything else? No? Okay, so that brings us to calendar. We have, as Dr. Bowers mentioned, the July 10th meeting that we do need to have at 7:30 in the morning. Go ahead. Did you have something?
yeah, I was going to speak to that real quick. So
Yep.
again, many of you know this, but Ohio Revised Code says that July 10th is the last day an educator can resign from their school district and be hired by another school district without that school district's approval. So for sure, we will be hiring an assistant principal at Worthington Kilbourne High School on that morning. Likely, there will be some other hires we don't yet know about in that window. But by doing that, that allows the person to resign later in the day. And we would always tell a candidate in public ed, never resign from the job you have until the board has actually approved you, because us offering you a job is not approval. A board approval is approval. So that's why we always meet on July 10th at 7:30 in the morning to try to, us get the candidate we need, but also allow them to do what they need to. So that is the morning meeting. That should be a 10-minute meeting,
It's such a long
but
meeting.
yeah, it should be a 10-minute meeting, but 7:30 on July 10th.
Okay. And then July 27th, we'll be back at 6:30, August 10th at 6:30. So the agendas for those are being built a little bit. We will have, we have a resolution that we need to get in this summer. We have executive session for evaluations and things that we need to get in. So there'll be some more information being provided for you all soon with those two meetings, because the summer is ticking away very quickly. So, all right, I think that brings us to adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Cusick, please call the roll.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Costa Flowers.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
We're adjourned.